This video is going to focus on reducing fractions. Now, what does that mean, reducing fractions? This means that there's no number except one that can be divided evenly into both the numerator and the denominator. To reduce a fraction to lowest terms, divide the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. It's also called simplifying the fraction. So, just so we can order this information we just heard, there are three names for the same process. The first one is, of course, reducing. You will hear people say, reduce your fraction. The next thing, finding, or even reducing to, lowest terms. And then finally, you'll hear the word, as you just did, simplifying your fraction. Simplify your fraction. So again, three names for the same process: reducing, finding lowest terms, or just simply simplify. Let's get to work. How do we do this? Well, if we look at 8/56, first we need to find a factor tree of each of these. In order to find out the greatest common factor, meaning the highest number that both of these numbers, 8 and 56, share as a factor, feel free to write it to the side. I'm going to put 8, I'm going to put 56. Now what I always do, my own personal habit, is you want to write out that number times 1, because we can't forget that 1 and 8 are factors of 8, and that 1 and 56 are factors of 56. From then on, we can start to break this down. So we can see that 1, 8, 4, 2, these are all in play, because we can break the number 8 down by 1, 8, 4, or 2. Let's try 56. 8 times 7. And then we'll see that this can be broken down in the same way. And we can see that 56, 2, 4, 8, 7, 56, 1. These are all numbers that can break down 56. So which one should we use? Well, we use the greatest common factor. What is the largest number in these factor trees that are shared between 8 and 56? That would be 8. 8 is the largest number they share. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to change back to purple. What I'm going to do over here, draw a nice little line here to keep it separate. I need to divide both top and bottom by our greatest common factor, which is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 56 divided by 8 is 7. So we've just reduced 8/56 to 1/7. Let's take a look at another one here. 22 and 42. Well, right out of the gates, I know that both of them are even. I noticed that about these two numbers. They're both even numbers. And as we know, even numbers share the factor of 2. I could certainly divide these by 2, but I wonder if 2 is the greatest common factor. And the only way to know for sure is to break it down, both of them. Again, my own personal habit to remind myself. So I know that 11, 2, 1, and 22 are all factors of 22 that I can use to break down, but I want that largest one. Seven, 3, 21, 2, 42, 1. Those are all factors. Which one is the greatest common factor? You probably saw it right away. It was, in fact, 2. But that's not always the case. It's good to work this out just in case. You may be surprised. So, I need to divide both of these by 2, the greatest common factor. Draw my little line here. Get a little crowded. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. 42 divided by 2 is 21. And I'll rewrite it down here just so we can see it a little bit clearer. As I simplified 22 over 42, I get 11 21sts. One more, just for practice. 10 28ths. Again, the first thing I notice, these numbers are even numbers. So I know that 2 will go into it. But I just need to check and make sure, just to be safe. Otherwise, I'm just causing more work for myself later. So which is the greatest common factor they share? And it is, in fact, 2, again. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 28 divided by 2 is 14. And I have just reduced or simplified 10 28ths in its lowest terms to 5 14ths. Enjoy!